Today we're taking a look at this, the Logitech G915. It seemed like the perfect keyboard. I mean, it's wireless, it's full-sized, and it's sleek. But I made a mistake that I wish I'd known about before buying it. Let me tell you where I went wrong. So before I got my hands on the G915, I was using this, the Corsair K70. Some of the keycaps started coming off, which became frustrating, and I didn't really like having this massive cable lying across my desk. I wanted something wireless, but still full-size because I use the numpad on the keyboards a lot. I'm not really into those sort of compact 60% keyboards. They just don't really work for me when it comes to productivity. That's when I started looking at the Logitech G915. Wireless, sleek, full layout, it seemed perfect. Well, almost. The G915 caught my attention because of its slim profile and wireless setup. It's available in 3 switch types, GL tactile, clicky, and linear. I went with the tactile version because it offers a satisfying bump without all of the noise, making it great for gaming and typing. The aluminium top plate feels solid and premium, and the brushed metal finish doesn't attract fingerprints, so it stays looking sharp. The keycaps feel great, and the overall design fits nicely into any gaming or work setup. Starting on the far left side, there are 5 programmable G keys, G1 through 5. These are perfect for custom macros or shortcuts. I did keep hitting the G5 key instead of Control at first, but I managed to reassign that in the G-Hub software, which solved that issue. Moving to the top right corner, you'll find the dedicated media controls, including a smooth volume wheel that's easy and satisfying to use, and nice rubber buttons that handle the media playback. Right above the function keys, there are rubber buttons that deal with brightness settings, toggling between wireless and Bluetooth, and the memory for different presets. These buttons feel soft, responsive, and quite intuitive. On the back of the keyboard, it's pretty basic. It's got a micro USB port for charging with the included cable, and no USB pass-through like on other keyboards. I'd have loved this to have been a USB-C port, but more on that later. Full RGB backlighting runs across the entire keyboard, powered by Logitech's LightSync technology. It's vibrant, customizable, and looks fantastic in any setup. Lastly, of course, a very important topic when it comes to wireless devices is the battery life. The battery lasts up to 30 hours on a single charge with full RGB brightness. Logitech claims it charges in roughly 3 hours, but in my experience, it actually charges quicker than that, which was a pleasant surprise. The G-Hub software ties it all together, making customization of lighting and programming macros and reassigning keys really straightforward. Now onto the performance of this keyboard, actually using it in real life. For me, the typing and the gaming aspect of the keyboard feels absolutely great. The low-profile tactile switches respond quickly and offer satisfying feedback without being too loud. The RGB lighting is vibrant and the wireless connection is rock solid. No lag, no dropouts, I haven't experienced any issues with it. Now what about the big mistake that I made when I first purchased this keyboard? It's because all of the symbols under the number keys don't light up. This includes the minus and the equal signs as well. They're not lit up by the RGB, they're just printed on. In a dim room, that gets annoying really quickly because you can't see what you're typing. The newer G915X model actually fixes this by illuminating all of these symbols. If I'd have known, I would have gone for the X version without hesitation, so don't make the same mistake as me. Go for the X. There are of course a few downsides that are worth mentioning. First of all, the symbol backlighting that I just mentioned, which might not bother everyone, but if you work or game in dim lighting, it can be quite frustrating. Another thing that I noticed when I first started using the keyboard was that I kept accidentally pressing the G5 key instead of the Control key. It's positioned so close that it takes some getting used to, particularly coming from the Corsair K70, but thankfully you can quickly and easily reassign that using Logitech's G-Hub software. It's a quick fix of course, but something just to keep in mind. Then, as I mentioned earlier, it's the charging port, which is micro USB. Honestly, in 2025, that feels outdated. I would have loved to have seen a USB-C for faster charging and added convenience, even maybe making that into an actual USB pass-through itself. Interestingly, the G915X also includes this upgrade, making it even more appealing. Finally, there's the price. The regular G915 is currently priced at £173 on Amazon, while the upgraded G915X comes in at $219.99. The question is whether the extra £47 is worth it for the added backlighting and USB-C charging. For me, considering how much I use my keyboard and the convenience that those upgrades bring, I'd say the extra cost is justified. Overall, the G915 delivers stellar performance, sleek design, great battery life, and solid wireless connectivity. But here's the big question. Is the G915X worth the extra £47? In my opinion, yes it is. The fully illuminated symbols on the X version fix a genuinely frustrating issue that I've experienced with this one. If you ever use your keyboard in dim lighting or simply want the complete experience, spending a little bit extra for the G915X is worth it. Trust me, it'll save you the regret. Well, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know down in the comment section down below, will you be picking up a G915 or spending the extra money for the G915X? And of course, if you like this review, then check out this video for more amazing content.